Welcome everybody to Bulls Without Borders. We're here with Red Summit 18. Can't believe that number just keeps climbing, and it's getting better, better every single week. And this week, we've got a very special guest with us. He's been a guest on the show before. He did a recorded episode with us where we talked ball previously. He is the associate sports editor for ClutchPoints, and he is a credentialed Chicago Bulls beat reporter. So he's in the thick of it. My man, Zach Draves. How you doing, Zach?
Doing pretty good, and good to be with you guys, especially as the season wraps up and everything that's been going on with the Bulls. There's a lot to get into, so really glad to be here.
Awesome, man. Same. So we'll just go in counterclockwise order from there. I've got Guilty, man. Guilty. This man is trying to challenge me for being the busiest person in Bulls Nation, other than Hayes, of course, I guess. But Guilty is doing all kinds of awesome stuff. He started he's hosting a new podcast with Mike Walton, Bulls Roundtable. Everybody check that out. It's a great watch. He's also a writer for Bulls on Tap, and he runs the most busy and diverse Discord server for Chicago Bulls fans out there. The link is in the description. Guilty, how are you doing today, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm sending out a message in the Discord for them to come in here right now, put the guns down, stop fighting, and come and hang out with us in the live. We got Zachary Draves here, man. So it'll be a nice episode to have some peace. But no, I'm always happy to be here, man. And like I told you guys before we started, it's good to see you again, Zach. You always got good energy.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, dude. Hello from Dubai. That's wild. That's awesome. That's true. That's truly Bulls Without Borders right there, exemplified. I love that. But so I got my man Neill. He's the co-host with me on the Six Banner podcast. Check us out every Wednesday. Neill, how are you doing, my man? Straight out of Ireland, everybody.
Yeah, I'm pretty awesome. It's great to have you back with us, Zach. I'm excited to talk about things that have been going on in the Bulls world with you, especially for your first live with us. So that always keeps it a little bit more edgy. So it's great to have you here. It's great to have everybody here, and I'm looking forward to this conversation. It's going to be good.
Hell yeah. And then to my right, I've got Australia's favorite son. He is supporting the Adelaide 36ers, who are in Game 5, right? They made it to Game 5. Everyone root for Adelaide when it comes to winning the NBL championship. I almost say NBA every time. But he is the host of the Whole Lot of Bull podcast. How are you doing, Troy?
I'm good, man. Game 5 tomorrow. My 36ers take on the Sydney Kings in the championship deciding Game 5. Sydney blew us out in Game 1. It was very ugly. We got a winner at the buzzer over our MVP Bryce Cotton hit the game-winning layup over former Chicago Bull Torrey Craig. And then Game 3, it was back and forth battle for 3 quarters, and then Sydney just got away from us in the 4th quarter. And then Game 4, another nail biter here in Adelaide, and Torrey Craig again. He's in this. He misses the game-tying free throw with 2 seconds left. Ball bobbles around. Sixers secure the rebound and take Game 4, tie the series. And, tomorrow back in Sydney for Game 5. So let's get it done, Sixers.
Let's go, Bryce Cotton. It sounds like Torrey Craig is trying to gift wrap that series for you, so that's a wonderful thing. Former Chicago Bull helping you out on the opposite team.
Damn time he did something useful for one of my teams.
But yeah, down with Sydney, baby. But all right, we're gonna get started here. Hayes could not join us tonight, but I think we might be joined by Sal from the Horns Over Hoops podcast, Bulls on Tap podcast, and a writer for Bulls on Tap as well. So he might be here in a little bit. We'll see. But here we go. Before we get started, because today's topics include a sensitive subject for a lot of people, and so I want to make it clear that before we launch into all of our thoughts, like first and foremost, all of our base concern is that we all want Jaden Ivey to be okay. We, wherever you stand on whatever he did or what he said, we just want him to be okay. So that's our first concern. And second, I wanted to stress that we all stand by each other's right to have our own opinions. All of our opinions are our own, right? So we're all going to express different opinions on this, whether they are different or slightly different or the same, whatever. Like, nobody knows what anyone else is going to say because we all are our own person. So, everyone's got a right to their opinion, and we're not. The difference here is with Jaden Ivey is a little bit more complicated, but we'll start with the guest of honor, man. So, Zach, I'm really curious to know what your thoughts are on the Jaden Ivey situation, and be as long-winded as you'd like. I'd like to know what your thoughts are, top to bottom.
Well, just to follow up on that, I mean, of course, we all want Jaden Ivey to get the help that he needs, and there's a lot of goodwill being sent his way, and I hope he takes advantage of that. When this first came to be a few days ago, earlier in the week, I'd written an editorial for ClutchPoints where I did take Jaden Ivey to task for some of his remarks that he had made on social media, particularly his remarks in reference to the LGBTQ plus community. But I tried to be as nuanced as I could from the standpoint of recognizing that, this is a guy who is going through a lot right now and is very candid and honest about his condition, maybe too candid and too honest. And that kind of shows that, he really does need help. And what I tried to make in the editorial, and keep in mind, this was well before everything else had come out about, what he has gone through, other things that he has said, other things that he's admitted to, and things of that nature. What I tried to do, specifically with regards to his comments about Pride Night, about the LGBTQ plus community, was, at that time, learning that Jaden Ivey was battling depression, what I tried to say was that, there are a lot of people who do battle depression and do battle serious mental illness who don't make comments like that. And so I tried to be as careful as possible in wishing him the best while also holding him to account for some of the comments that he made. And one of the things that I tried to point out was, homophobia can cause depression because there's a bunch of statistics. You can look up the Trevor Project, which is a national crisis line that works with LGBTQ plus youth, that say that, anti-LGBTQ sentiment, whether it's in the form of, bullying, harassment, etc., can cause mental health struggles, depression, suicidal ideation, anxiety, and etc. But what I also made sure to include in there in the latter half was, Jaden Ivey does need help, but we can hold two thoughts in our head at the same time. Now, with everything that has followed suit afterwards, with subsequent comments that Jaden Ivey made on social media, allegedly, questioning the personal lives of reporters, or saying certain things about Steph Curry, about Anthony Edwards, about others, like it, and then admitting that on a podcast that he had attempted suicide multiple times. That's where it takes another turn. And so really, just like you guys, I just hope that he gets all the help that he needs. And I also hope that we don't fall into this dark abyss of using his mental health issues as fodder for parody. In other words, I'm going to go ahead and put somebody on blast here, probably for the first time in my life. But I don't know, you guys are probably familiar with Jeff Teague, right? Former NBA player, podcast host
of the 520 podcast.
Exactly. Like, he and his brother recently were watching one of Jaden Ivey's videos where he, was kind of ranting and raving and made some sort of reference to apple pie or something to that extent. And they just start laughing up a storm. And, with all due respect to Jeff and to his brother, that's just not a time to be able to poke fun at something like that, because you clearly don't know what this guy is going through. Right. And you have to have some sort of humility, maturity in order to be able to address it. Now, look, we can hold all these truths at one time. And I know I said I was going to put Jeff on blast. I'm not trying to put him on blast. Okay. That's poor choice of words there on my part, but
you're okay.
But yeah, I just think that we could approach this with goodwill, with good intentions, with some level of accountability that's there. I mean, after all, Jaden did admit on social media that he was abusing his wife. Who knows what the details of that are, and who knows what the truth is to that extent. If that is in fact the truth, then certainly something needs to be done about that. So I just think there are so many ways that we can go about doing it, but as long as we come at it from a place of love, from a place of caring, from a place of maturity and honesty, then we should be good.
Hell yeah.
Very well stated, man. Very well stated. Guilty, what do you got for us tonight, brother?
Yeah, so you guys know how I feel. I did my short for Bulls Without Borders on Wednesday about it. It's just one of those situations where I feel like, as Zach alluded to, a lot of it is speculative. It's raw. It's a lot of speculation. On top of like what he's coming out and saying, but there are probably so many more details and nuance that go into the situation. And I agree with you, Zach, because in my short for him, I wish him the best. I said like, I'm not here to have an opinion on what he did or, the basketball side of it or anything. I just immediately off the rip, because I haven't even watched all the clips that he's been putting out there himself. I haven't even watched them. You just obviously can get an idea of what he's doing from the stuff that everybody's posting. But from what I've seen in the manic behavior and what I'm seeing that he's been saying, dude, it just strikes me as somebody who needs help, and they say sometimes the worst people in life are those who need, our grace the most. I know I've been a terrible person in my life many times over, and I needed help, but I didn't realize that I needed help. Even just being here with these guys has made me just be a better person and just be more, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like just tolerant, dude. Just understanding how to accept everyone, no matter if we have different opinions, different viewpoints on life. Like you just wish the best for everybody. So with Jaden Ivey, again, like you said, it's just hard because he did say some very hurtful things. I don't agree with his take on the LGBTQ community. I don't like that, man. Like everyone should have a right to live their life as they see please. And like I don't care what religion you are. Like no one has a place where they can condemn others. Because people could say the same things about him. Like he's out here calling people sinners, saying you're gonna go to hell. Like I think I saw, don't quote me, but I think I saw like a kid wished him well, and that's kind of where it all started. And he told the kid like God doesn't hear your prayers. Like for me, I believe in God, but I don't believe in damnation. So I'm just not about it. But all I'll say is I do wish him well, but I do want to send my deepest apologies for anybody who might have been affected by his comments, because he said some very hurtful stuff, man. So again, I just wish him well, man. I hope that it's just something like he's kind of like spazzing out or having a mental break at a young age. I think he's like 24, 25. I know I was doing stupid stuff when I was that age for sure, so I just hope it's one of those things where he's kind of crying out for help and then he gets the help that he needs. Whether I don't care if it's coming back to basketball or not, I just hope he gets the help he needs, man. But that's my take on it. God bless him and God bless all of those that he might have offended as well, though.
Well said, man. Well said. 2 for 2 here. Neill, what do you got, brother?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to get too deep with it because I kind of already had my say on our Six Banner podcast on Wednesday. If anyone hasn't caught that and they're interested in a more in-depth comment from me, then they can check that out. But in a nutshell, I basically when it was released from the Chicago Bulls that they had decided to waive Jaden Ivey off the back of everything that has been said, I put out a post from the Bulls Without Borders account, but I put my name to it, because I don't have any problem being held accountable to what I write and what I say in social media whatsoever.
Facts.
So I put it out.
Screw him anyway.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm me. If you don't like me, we can have a conversation about it. If you just want to throw slurs and abuse at me, well, then I'm just going to ignore you, which is what I did with everybody that did.
Smart man.
Basically, I put the post out there, and it was on neither side of the fence. It was straight down the middle. It really was straight down the middle, because I live my life without prejudice. I live my life without taking favor from one side to the other. I believe that we're all human beings. I believe in good and bad people. That's what I believe in. I don't care what your faith is. I don't care what your sexuality is. I don't care what anything is about your past. If you're a good dude and you and me get on, we can have a conversation together. That is all I care about. And that is the end of it, right? If you want to talk sport, let's talk sport. If you want to talk about something else that we both share, then let's talk about something else that we both share. If you want to tell me something I don't know about, I'm interested to hear it. But the fact of the matter is, I just posted something saying, I hope Jaden is doing okay. I think he needs some sort of support system from the people that love him, and I hope he gets it. I also said that it's not okay for somebody, whoever that may be, to come out and criticize a side, whether that's the LGBTQ plus.
That's the post you got a tag for, Neill?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
You got a tag for that?
Attacked?
I didn't even see, because I saw you guys saying in the group chat, like, I told Phil I'm in the weeds with just trying to keep up with everything. But I saw you.
It went on for about 3 days. It went on for about 3 days, right?
From you wishing him well?
From me wishing him
That's
well.
crazy.
And for me saying that it's just not okay to criticize
It's
a
not
I'll put
okay.
it up.
It's
I'll
never
put it
okay.
up here.
Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what I put, right?
Nice.
So the
Yeah, what the
official
hell? That's
word,
awesome.
and that's because the official word came from the Chicago Bulls. This was off the back of their post. So I was saying that was their official word.
Dude, that's an
Jaden-
amazing post.
Jaden Ivey needs support and help from his
465
loved ones.
comments.
Oh,
I
wow.
sincerely
Neil.
hope he gets it. Faith and religion is an individual thing because your religion and your faith is individual to you as a person and not a problem. But you can't criticize groups of people such as the LGBTQ community and think it's okay because it's not. You are employed by a company, in this case it's the Chicago Bulls, who are facing up for the NBA because you are a face of the NBA. So no matter who or what you say bad things or derogatory things about, on whatever level, if that company sees it as unfit or defaming the company or a bad look for the company or a bad look for the NBA or whatever it may be, they have the right to decide that they want to terminate your contract. That is up to that company. That is up to that business, right? So therefore, it's not okay to come out and say things that you are basically saying against the contract that you have signed with that company, okay?
Yes.
And that is essentially what Jaden Ivey has done. Now, he obviously is having some sort of an episode, right?
Yes.
Whether people agree with that or want to agree with that, that's on you. But if you look at the big picture, if you don't just take snippets, if you look at the big picture, if you listen to some of the stuff that has come out from teammates, from the media, this is not something that was just one Instagram post and that was it. This is a big picture. This is more to this. This has been accumulative before it got to the point where the Chicago Bulls said, we're at a stage now where this is, in our opinion, for the Chicago Bulls, defamatory towards our business, defamatory towards the look of the Chicago Bulls, and they made a call. That was the Chicago Bulls call. Whether it had any pressure from the NBA and Adam Silver, I do not know. I don't know that. It's possible, but I don't know that. I don't know if Zach has any more information on that or not, but you don't. Okay, that's fine. And it's something we may never know. But at the end of the day, right, all I did was post that much of an opinion on it. It was, as far as I'm concerned, it was straight down the middle. I didn't take a side. And I wouldn't take a side because that's not the person I am. And for 3 days straight, I got nothing but abuse.
That's
And
crazy.
the one thing one thing I will say, it was horrific, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm a grown-ass man. I can take it on the chin, and I did take it on the chin. I didn't lose any sleep over it. Some of it was so crazy, it made me laugh because I just a lot of it, the vast majority of it was coming from people who are claiming to be Christian people of God, people with faith.
The most judgy people.
And they have been so abusive.
Abusive, dude.
And throwing names, and not just at me, but at the LGBTQ plus community as well, who I'm not going to stand here and say I'm taking their side because, like I said, I'm down the middle. I have no prejudice either way. But if that is what the LGBTQ community has to deal with on the daily, that is inhumane.
Yeah.
That is inhumane.
Great point.
It should not be something that any human being has to deal with in their lives. It is disgusting. And for people who are claiming to be of the cloth and of faith and of the Bible, I am pretty sure nowhere in the Bible does it say, if you don't agree with somebody's take on the way they want to live their lives, that you should call them every name asunder and tell them that they would be better off dead.
Yeah.
And that they have no right in heaven and they have no right in God's place. That is not Christianity. That is hatred. That's what that is. That is hatred.
You know, the
What's
fact
that?
that you got attacked for the post that you just put up there, that's my first time seeing a post for myself. The fact
Right.
that you got attacked for that post, I think it tells you all you need to know. There should be no, like, to get attacked for stating what you stated, dude. It shows you who you're dealing with, and like you said, at that point, no response is needed on your end. Like you said, a very
No,
good
I
thing,
didn't.
man. You literally wished him well. You said, "I hope he gets help sincerely," and then you also stated, "But it's never okay to attack people." Those are two
Right.
objective facts. Though
Right.
that's an objective fact. It's never okay to attack a member of a different community just because you don't agree with their lifestyle. Okay, then live your own life, but you don't go attacking them. And you got attacked for stating, you got attacked for telling him to be a decent human being. So I think that tells you all you need to know. Like 400 and something comments of people attacking you for saying, "Hey, Jaden, maybe just be a little nicer to people." They said, "What do you mean, be nicer?"
Do you know?
Oh, that's-
Do you know what? Do you know what? Right, this will make you laugh. I actually went on to after 2 days of it. I went onto my personal
Crazy,
account,
man.
and I posted from my personal account. I don't know if you've seen that or if any of the guys have seen that, but I posted. It was 3 or 4 posts worth in one thread, explaining myself, explaining to these people, not that I needed to, but explaining to these people that, you know, their stance was coming from the wrong direction and all that sort of thing, right? And I put that out. And because I actually used some of the words and some of the terms that were thrown at me in the other post, Twitter banned the post.
That's insane. Those are the times we live in where they censor the
Really?
truth, man. They want you to push out hate and bigotry. If you're not pushing out hate and bigotry, you'll get muted. I told you, maybe that's why you're shadow banned, Neill. But I could never tag you in these damn posts. That's why I stopped even trying. Like I just started tagging you openly, like I'll type your name out. Before that, like we could never get your name up, and it's because Elon was like, that guy's gonna spit some truth. We gotta hide his page. Clearly,
But,
you thought you were Neo from the Matrix, man. But that's crazy. Man.
Hello.
But look, I signed off on that personal post. I signed off. I hold no prejudice. I love,
you did a great
I love
thing.
everybody, but there's
Yes.
no time. There's
No.
no time in my
And I
life.
stand by
held
you
no
with
time
that.
in my life for hatred.
Yes,
just
no,
don't have time for
100%. 100%, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the stuff that Neill, that was said to him was wild. It
From
was,
telling somebody to be a good person.
yeah.
Go and check it out after this. Go and check it out, Guilty. It's crazy.
If you can, I mean, make sure you're.
I don't
in a
know if
good
I want to.
mental
I might
state.
get angry. Yeah, exactly. I might get pissed off. We are already dealing with too much. I feel like this bull season has brought out like everyone's true colors. On the Jaden Ivey situation really
man.
brought out a lot of people's true colors. Like to have
Yeah.
people again, like to not. I wish him well, but to have people saying like, no, he wasn't in the wrong. He wasn't in the wrong, man. So like you're kind of telling on yourself when you're saying he wasn't in the wrong for what he said because he was. He told the kid, like a kid said, "Hey, Jaden Ivey, I love you, man. Hope you have a good game." He said, "God doesn't hear your prayers." You can't use God as a weapon. Because like I said, I believe in God, but the version of God I believe in is showing everybody love. That's where it stops. Like I feel like everybody has God inside them, but it's a positive thing. When people start using religion as a mechanism to be a bigot and just to weaponize it, dude, no, it's a whole different thing. So this whole situation is showing people's true colors
spitting.
big time.
You're spitting.
Can I also just add one thing on that, actually? One of the things that was thrown at me constantly throughout that thread was the fact that I don't have God in my life, and I've never picked up a Bible in my life, and I obviously don't know where Christian people are coming from. I'm Catholic. I live in Ireland. It is a Catholic country. It's run by the priests. I know. I am Catholic. I know exactly what Christianity is about.
Yeah.
You know, so there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are
Pretty
you?
wild. Pretty wild. I'll get to my thoughts last. Troy, my man, what do you got for us, bro?
Well, obviously, I hope JI is okay. He gets the help that he needs. Let's be completely clear about that. His thoughts on and I'm sorry, I'm going to get the letters all mixed up because I've never really said it. So the LGBTQ community, if I said that
You
right?
nailed it. You nailed it.
I've never said it, so I thought I was going to get it mixed up. What he said on that, like seriously, people have a right to love whoever they want to love. Whether it's a woman wants to love another woman, if a man wants to love another man, that's their life. That's how they want to do it. That's up to them. No one has a right to say one way or another. Here's where I'm going to get controversial. And I've, like, you guys know I've been a bit hesitant on going with this.
No, man, speak your truth, brother. Like, truly. You see, Neill got attacked for saying something that was quite literally very positive. So at this point, it can show you it doesn't matter what you say. If people want to find fault with what you're saying, they'll find a way to find fault in it. So you might as well keep it 100.
Yeah, man.
People who are religious, who have beliefs, all respect to you. That is your faith. That is your whatever it is. Like guilty, like the way that you have your faith in God and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
you know, that is your right to do so, and you do it the right way. Like you
exactly.
do it, like people like you do it the right way.
Yeah, don't throw it on anybody.
Here's where I'm going to come with it, and this is my personal beliefs. Like you guys already know, I'm not religious. I don't believe in God.
Yes.
And this is where I'm going to get controversial. I think the whole thing's a bunch of crock of shit.
No, when you actually read the Bible, look, that's where I have my problems. I'm not trying to cut you off, but like that's why I say I believe in God. But since I was a little kid, my grandma was deep in the church. I used to have to go to church and listen to them, and a black church is a whole different thing. So they'd be hooping and hollering and singing the whole time. And I'd be like, Grandma, when are they gonna teach me something? And she'd be like, shut up, Joe, I'm not catching the Holy Ghost. So like, but my thing was always when I was a kid, I'm like, Grandma, the Bible doesn't really make sense. And again, you just get smacked. But when you actually dissect the Bible and you dissect the things that they teach in religion, it's kind of ass backwards. So again, I believe in God. I don't believe in religion. So my bad, Troy, but I'm with you there. I don't get mad when people don't believe in God because the more research you do, when your brain works properly, it's kind of hard to believe in the shit. And the people who do believe in the religion so hard, look what they do to Neill. Look what they do to the gay community. Look at Jaden Ivey. Like these are the religious Bible thumpers, and that's what happens. It starts to be used as hate. And there's Sal. Okay, I'm done.
What's up, Sal?
Hi, Sal.
And
Gentlemen.
Hey, Sal.
And you've jumped in at me about to rip shit.
Drop a bomb.
For the right
So
time,
again, like so people who do it the right way, all power to you. Like complete respect on that. But yeah, when you go back, you know they talk about, you know, the first thing on Earth was Adam and Eve. I'm sorry, like what about the dinosaurs? Like, and here's. I want to be as respectful as I can, but at the same time, I've got to be me.
Yeah, do your thing, brother. Do your thing.
Like, we know the dinosaurs were real because we've got their bones in museums all over the world. Ancient Egyptians, we know they're real because we've got all their artifacts and their remains all over the world. We found King Tutankhamun for crying out loud. Where's Jesus? Where?
Yeah.
Because and this is the part where I don't believe.
I think you just got kicked out of the NBA.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, guys. Okay, listen, please. I'm sorry. I'm just messing with the boys. Oh no,
funny,
dude!
though.
Did I just steal? No, please. I'm so sorry. I take it back. How do you do it? Like 5 Hail Marys? Because what if Jesus did come back? But then if that's how Jesus is moving, then I don't know. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And hey, I know I'm saying this on Easter weekend.
Okay.
And it's Good Friday in America right now. It's Easter Saturday here. So, hey, strike me down. But
Oh God!
Oh shit!
Imagine.
But
No,
like,
you killed Kenny.
where's
Oh, he's gone. I'm joking.
Yo.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
That's amazing. Man.
but like, where's his proof this guy was real? Where's he's an actual person? Because okay, he hung up he was crucified on a cross. So now this cross would have been a part of part of history. Where is it?
Yeah.
Now Jesus was resurrected on Easter Sunday. Okay, cool. Prove it to me. Then he lived. Where's his remains? If he's such a big part of history, another part of it is that you can tell me what day he was born, December 25th, but you can't tell me what day he died, because it changes. It goes on the moon, and this is why we celebrate Easter. But Easter changes every single year. So, so you can tell me the date he was born, Neill?
I have tongue-in-cheek answers to 2 of your questions, but they are tongue-in-cheek.
Oh God.
The first one is apparently they have a splinter from the cross. I think it's in the Vatican, and also he died on Good Friday.
That's a bad Friday, if you ask me. I gotta stop. What the hell have I done coming on this episode today?
You're okay.
This is funny.
It's
obviously I'm just being
obvious.
glib. I'm just being
It's
glib.
obvious jokes. It's obvious jokes. But
Yes, sir.
do you have any more thoughts, Troy?
Hey, Lewis in the comments, you live in the city of churches and beautiful. Yeah, I live in the city of churches, and I have not stepped foot in one of them, and I would probably fry if I did.
Maybe you should and pray for the Bulls, and maybe that'll show you as God is real and not this summer. If you go in there and pray and we get a top 4 draft pick, then it's time to convert, brother.
Might have to. It's worth a try.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, like, hey, I hope JI gets the help he clearly needs, regardless of what some people may think.
Exactly.
People can love whoever the fuck they want to love.
Yes.
So whether
Preach.
you're gay, straight, bisexual, heterosexual, whatever it is, that is your right to do so. Hey, like, I've had friends who are gay. I've said to them, "Cool, you do your thing."
Yeah.
But they are respectful to know that I'm a straight man, not to try it on me.
Yeah.
So and then you know.
Man, I've got gay family members. Like, gay dudes are some of the coolest dudes on the planet. Like, I grew up in Chicago. My gay cousin, his name is Boo. Boo, you're not gonna see this, but Boo used to kick dudes' asses in our neighborhood. And like, everybody knew, man. Like, they'd be like, "Hey, man, Boo looking for you." And they like, nobody wanted Boo to look for them. And guess what? Boo was gay. So like, that taught me from a young age. Like, and Boo was cool as hell. It doesn't matter who somebody likes. So that's who they love, man. But they're still a human being with good qualities. That's what matters. We got a lot of straight people who are pieces of shit. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. It's about what's in here. That's it.
Facts.
You're a human being. It doesn't matter what color you are, what sexual orientation you are. That shit is so childish. What is your character like? Who are you as a human? What are your values? That's what matters to me. Shit. I mean, like, what are we talking about?
And also, just to that point, kind of bringing it back to Jaden Ivey in terms of, him going through the healing process and so forth. From that standpoint, I feel as though there is somebody that he could learn from who is a notable Chicagoan who radically transformed himself on that issue. If you guys remember Tim Hardaway, played for the Golden State Warriors back in the day, who was originally from Chicago. In 2007, he made some very inflammatory remarks about the LGBTQ community. Of course, it wasn't called that at the time. It was, simply referred to as the gay community from a mainstream standpoint. But if you recall, Tim Hardaway actually came out, and this is exactly what he said. I'm not making this up. These are his exact words. He said, quote, "I hate gay people. I'm homophobic." He said that out and loud.
Oh my God.
He was
That's
blunt
insane.
about it.
To say I hate you is crazy.
He was blunt about it. He was blunt about it. And he received a bunch of flack for it, rightfully so, held to account.
Yeah, rightfully so.
A few years pass, and Tim Hardaway goes through a complete revival. He goes to counseling, he gets himself together, and he actually held fundraisers for organizations like the Trevor Project, which works with LGBTQ kids who are struggling with mental health issues. So he did a complete about face and became an advocate as a result of that. So if Tim Hardaway can undergo that transformation after being as blunt about that, then there is hope for someone like Jaden Ivey. And I will say one other thing about Jaden Ivey that, something else that came to light, during this whole saga with him. And that is apparently he said that he was sexually abused as a child. And obviously that, comes with a traumatic beyond belief. And the ramifications of that are unbearable for anyone who had experienced something like that. And from that, just that alone, hope he gets the help that he needs. And it's probably very much connected to his state of mind and his viewpoints and things of that nature. So I'm hopeful that he gets help on that front, because keep in mind, 1 in 6, when we think about like sexual abuse or sexual assault, we tend to think of it through the lens of women, and we need to talk about that, but we also need to talk about it at the same time and recognize that 1 in 6 men and boys will be the victims of sexual abuse or sexual assault in their lifetime. And because society has a way of telling us that if we're vulnerable, we're weak or we're soft or this, that, and the other, like Jay, like we need to open up and show our vulnerable side. I always say, I do stories like this all the time about, saying like we can be strong and vulnerable at the same time. They're not mutually.
That's what real strength is, Zach.
Exactly. There's
real strength is vulnerability. Yes.
Exactly.
Kindness and compassion.
Exactly. And you can be a badass on the basketball court or on the football field or what have you. Don't hold back, play to win. You got to do that. You got to do that once you hit the court or hit the field. You just don't take that with you.
No,
you just don't take that with you. You think of
yes, sir.
Just a name that comes to mind from an NBA standpoint, you think of a guy like Kevin Love, who's been open about his mental health struggles, or better yet, former Bull DeMar DeRozan, who's been upfront about his mental health struggles and being an advocate and speaking his truth. And I mean, we're seeing it recently now. I mean, this week, he's moving up the ladder, passing Dominique Wilkins on the all-time scoring list. So he ain't soft by no stretch of the imagination, this dude.
Yeah.
So you can be a whole person. So that's the point I wanted to make. You can be a whole person.
I love that.
I'll make one last thing about JI as well. Now we saw in the media that he's reportedly asked Bulls beat reporters if they have fornicated before marriage. Whose fucking business is it to you, Jaden? Mm-hmm. Like, none of your damn business if people are having sex before marriage, whether you against his Bible release or not. Because guess what? Hey, I've never been married. I've definitely fornicated many times. So,
saucy.
Lies. No, I'm just kidding.
Lies. Lies.
I'm seriously almost a 40-year-old virgin because I'm waiting to marriage.
I have some final thoughts, but Sal, man, let's toss it to you. Do you have any thoughts on the Jaden Ivey situation? Everyone's giving their take. I was gonna go last, so if you've got any thoughts, man. If not, feel free to just pass it along.
I mean, I'm just gonna keep mine strictly basketball related. That it's gonna be a shame that a young talent, a young top 5 pick that was Jaden Ivey we would have never seen what could have been Jaden Ivey playing alongside Josh Giddey. That's about it. I do believe that what's been said about Jaden Ivey has been said. Feel like none of my comments would add or subtract to the severity of the situation. It's just a shame from the standpoint of a consumer of the sport as a whole that Jaden Ivey is not going to be wearing that number 31 jersey for the Chicago Bulls next season. Yeah. And it's a shame because again, a young star, top 5 pick playing alongside Giddey, it could have been a high energy and dare I say it, could have changed the momentum of the team and could have sparked something real. Unfortunately, though, we're not going to be able to see that. It's also sad because coming off of an injury and being a restricted free agent, a lot of Bulls fans are arguing that could have been a very reasonable and contract-friendly contract. So we could have gotten him on the cheap. We could have gotten a young top 5 pick on the cheap. But again, now we'll never know.
Yeah, it's a talent gone to waste, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, and also just from an injury standpoint, I mean, if his knee didn't give out, then he would have been in a much better position. Not just once but twice, or at least at least once or twice. Certainly at the beginning of the season when he was with Detroit, and then towards even before all this happened, the Bulls sat him down for the rest of the season because of his knee. And just that alone was enough for the Bulls to say that, this was a guy that we were going to let go to begin with, even before all this other stuff happened, just from an injury standpoint. But to what you're saying, Sal, yeah, it is a shame from a playing standpoint, from a basketball standpoint. Absolutely, it is a real shame.
For sure, man, without a doubt. So, you know, I don't want to. You guys have all summed this up very, very well, and so I don't. There's not a whole lot for me to add. I just wanted to add, I guess, my experience with it a little bit. Just like, so, like I was, you know, I was actually not to tap my back a little bit on this. I was first to the party. I was the first person out, you know, reporter, content creator, anything to like make a video about what was going on with Jaden Ivey. I actually was like 14 hours ahead of his release. When I posted my first video about it, and I tried to be extremely delicate with the way I went about my remarks, and you know, still received a lot of hate. I think it's, you know, I just want to stress that I think it's a real shame that people have used this to be bigots. That's not the answer ever. I don't understand. You know, I think it's pretty clear we've all kind of been on the same page that Jaden Ivey needs help. And there's a lot of people that are fighting against that are saying that he's in his right mind and he's, you know, he's being fired because he's Christian. That's really the thing that has bothered me the most, is that there's been a lot of misconception as to why he's been let go. There's a lot of things that led up to Jaden Ivey's release, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back, was his comments about the LGBTQ community. And at the end of the day, like, first of all, it was morally wrong. You can't speak. You should not, like, just love everybody. As we've all said, it's okay to be inclusive. It's okay to love everyone. It's okay for everyone to live their lives and be happy. Let people be happy. Let people do what they want to do to be happy. If they're not hurting anybody, then I don't understand the thought process behind I need to control what they want. You know, I'm agnostic. For anyone that doesn't know that, what that means for anyone who isn't aware is I'm open to all things. I don't believe that anyone has really figured it out. I think we're all kind of throwing darts at a dartboard, blindfolded here. Everyone wants, you know, a lot of people just want to believe in something, want to believe there's meaning to life, and I understand that. So I have nothing against any of it. What I have, you know, problems with is when it's used to as a weapon, like someone else said in this, and that's, I think Guilty said it. Like, that was a perfect phrase, because a lot of people seem to think that it's okay, or at least on one side of the fence seem to think it's okay, that you can, you know, judge people. And you know, he was telling teammates whether or not they were righteous or unrighteous. And people were saying, oh, he wasn't making, that's all overblown. He wasn't. You don't think that if he wasn't making the locker room uncomfortable, don't you think one of his teammates would have spoke up by now and said, you know what, that's not true. You know, Jaden Ivey wasn't doing that. And, you know, so I see some people, well, they loved him in Detroit. Okay, that was before the knee injury. He's clearly changed. Something has happened to him since he went through that injury. And so overall, you know, Detroit traded him for pennies on the dollar. I just want to say that, you know, for people to stop using this situation to, one, push your own beliefs, like, and two, like, just let people believe what they want to believe and stop damning people. That was what I wanted to say as well. Is like, did you guys hear that he said that Jesus healed his knee to the Bulls medical staff, and then they gave him an MRI the next day and it was wrecked and they shut him down for the season? That right there tells me that this is a player that he's not with it. He's not in reality mentally right now. If you say that Jesus healed your knee and we do an MRI, that thing better come back clean. You know, just saying, like, when it says the exact opposite, well, okay, that tells me that Jesus isn't talking to you, brother. Whether or not he hears your prayers, that's for everyone's beliefs to decide. But, you know, if you ask, you know, Jaden said that he told him. So we're going to let this go, but I just hope that he gets the help that he needs. And it's just sad that this is brought out of the woodwork. A lot of, like you guys said, it's really showed a lot of true colors. It's gross. And his First Amendment rights were not violated, by the way. And
No,
I think Neill went over that.
Talk crazy. Free speech don't mean you can just walk out here talking crazy, gang.
there's people online saying that his freedom of speech should protect him from losing his job.
No, he's still
Dude.
free. You free. Now you free to go do whatever you want to do. God damn it, you ain't in the team no more. Now you really free. Enjoy.
That's
He's at
facts.
because now he can't break a code of conduct.
Yeah, freedom by your
exactly.
speech.
Walk into your job and say something that directly goes against their company values, and tell me how that works out for you.
Hey, dude, I couldn't even walk
Right
into
on
my
the
job
spot.
and tell my boss I don't like what she's wearing without getting fired, let alone start talking about all this other stuff.
Yeah,
They said
like-
free from employment. Good luck learning Chinese, buddy.
Oh,
Good luck learn Guangdong, China, buddy. Jesus Christ. He about to be a Shanghai shark. Oh, man.
All right, I think we've accurately addressed this subject, and I appreciate all of your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Like honestly, thank you guys, all of you, for sharing your thoughts. And yeah, man, this has been an ugly week for Bulls Nation. Let's talk about a little bit of positive. And there's not a lot when it comes to the Bulls playing right their performances, but if we talk about individual performances. You know, we could talk about, in my opinion, there's 3 guys, really 4, but Giddey was kind of out over the last week a little bit. So really, Matas Buzelis, Leonard Miller, and Trey Jones. Those guys have been playing great. And then there's Patrick Williams.
Oh, boy.
Man. So...
we said we're gonna start talking positive, then we bring up negative aspects. He's Eeyore, dude. He's literally a black cloud, man. You see all the comments from like the discourse on Twitter. Everybody was like, "I heard Patrick Williams was giving Jaden Ivey a ride in the car. Like he was the one telling them to say it all. They want Patrick Williams gone too, man. Take him with you."
I know.
Damn it, P. Will. I had hope. I've lost hope. Maybe he can ask Jaden Ivey for some of his faith.
Yeah,
He's
oh
lost
my
mine.
God. There's not enough faith in the world to bring good basketball to that man. Like
his skills are unrighteous. If anybody's unrighteous.
Hello.
That's a fact. Zach, I'll start with you, man. Did you have any thoughts on the 3 guys that I mentioned that have been playing well? And do you have any thoughts on good old Patrick Williams and his pathetic performances lately?
When it comes to Patrick Williams, honestly, I hope he gets all the help he needs too. So, we'll see what happens with
help of a different kind.
Help of a different kind. We'll see. But I will say, in truth, it is a shame because he did have a lot of potential in the beginning, and even throughout the course of this season, when I was there, he had his moments where he was doing considerably well, especially shooting from the perimeter. He had his moments. I think he shot 4 and it scored 4 to 6 in a game, and it looked like that he was turning a course. As far as the other guys are concerned, I completely agree. I mean, they've really been carrying the Bulls as of late as they wrap up the season. And Leonard Miller in particular has really stood out the most. And, in terms of bringing guys back, I mean, he's got to be the top at the top of that list for sure, because he has over-delivered. He has performed exceptionally well. He's been reliable. He's been consistent. He's been athletic. He's been agile. I mean, he's done it all. And I think that has to do with the fact that he, along with Rob Dillingham, are able to finally play. They're able to go out and play, because in Minnesota, they didn't do that. They barely played and were overshadowed. So I've been very impressed with him. I think, he needs the Bulls, if they're smart, they need to bring him back. He doesn't cost a whole lot. He has a player option to his contract. So, he's young, he's gifted. So he's been waiting for this moment. Matas, I think he's just, continuing to do what he does best. I did see one of my colleagues, Julia Poe of the Chicago Tribune, did a story earlier today in which Matas spoke about one of his plans during the offseason was to build muscle. And that's something that I've been talking about for a time now. He even admitted to it. And these are his exact words in the story. He says, "I'm skinny as hell." And you just want to say to him, "Yes, you are." But he's gonna, put in some work during the off season, build some muscle, bulk up his body.
That's good to hear.
It's really good to hear because he does have that potential. And also, he's played a tremendous amount of minutes and really has
Yes.
carried the load in so many ways. When Josh Giddey was out, he took over, and even with Josh Giddey on the floor, they complement each other very well. But with that, from that standpoint, even with Giddey, when Giddey was out, like Modest felt comfortable out there. When he was at his best and when he was healthy, and I just felt like the sky's the limit for him. He has a tremendous amount of potential, so it's good to hear that. And then lastly, when it comes to Trey Jones, he's been consistent, I would say, during the second half of the season. He's a top-notch defender. He can score off the dribble. He can run in transition. He's good on defense. He can intercept the passing lanes pretty well. So, those guys have really showed up and shown out during this last stretch.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Before I pass it to Sal, I see someone say that he doesn't play that many minutes. Look, I know he only played 13 minutes the last game, but every other game he's played over 20, and that's about 20 too many minutes. So when Lachlan Olbrich gets 3, look, I know Olbrich has a lot of work to do, but I'd rather see Olbrich every single game for 20 minutes than I'd rather see Patrick Williams play any. Also, Leonard Miller's still not getting enough minutes. Dude should be having 30 minutes a game.
Facts.
Period.
Facts.
Sal, what do you got for us, my man? Do you got any thoughts on those 4 players?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, let's just face it. Given how the season started and how the second half of the season has been kind of going through its strides here. Look, they're doing exactly what we as Bulls fans wanted them to do, and that's show development and growth, and showing that we have some things that we can take into next season. We have a very solid backup in Trey Jones, probably amongst the best in the league, and I do believe that that's a volatile piece in the lineup. A lot of times when people are teams are putting together their lineups, they rarely ever factor in, the backup PG, the backup guard. And I feel like that's kind of a big load off the shoulders of either Billy Donovan or the next coach, if he's still here. He doesn't have to get another backup. He doesn't need a backup point guard. He's already got one. He's got Giddey. Modest is showing growth. If he could put on that muscle and take maybe a personality growth into next season and kind of emerge as like that vocal locker room leader, I say we're going to be in some good shape, and as far as Patrick Williams, man, like Patrick Williams is who Patrick Williams is, man. At this point, I'm not even kicking the ground anymore at Patrick Williams, because we've seen what we've seen. I think he's just going to be what he is, and I don't think he's ever going to regress or improve. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. But that's not to say, if we ever cut ties with Patrick Williams, he can't go to a different system and improve tremendously. I mean, I said it all the time that certain players just thrive better in certain systems, and maybe this Chicago Bulls system is just not the system that can have Patrick Williams shine. Maybe a different system will allow him to shine that much more. You know what I mean? I never wish anything negative for any NBA players, especially players playing for the team I like. So I say, as Bulls fans, like, we got a lot to look forward to, man. We this second half of the season was exactly what we wanted. We wanted to see what we can take in the next season, and we got it. Yeah, it came at the expense of losses, but you know what? Look between the losses, look beyond the losses, and look what you can take. We have Giddey averaging triple doubles still putting up triple doubles with losses. We have Modest putting up huge numbers. Trey Jones emerging as one of the best backup point guards. Rob Dillingham starting to show a little bit of improvement. I mean, come on. I know we're not there, but man, we have a lot to look forward to, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
I love it, dude. Sal, I know that you were popping in just for a short time. I know you got to go and record Horns Over Hoops here for a minute, so I'm going to cheat a little bit. I want to ask you before I pass it on, because I don't think it'll get around the horn again in time for you. So I want to ask, what is the one thing this offseason that you would say the Bulls need to do to be solidified for next season, to really feel like they're able to contend for a playoff position again?
Well, I said it. I said it on Roundtable yesterday. I'll say it on Bulls Without Borders today. What I think the Bulls need to do is, as a franchise as a whole, just look at themselves and take a good look at their franchise top to bottom and decide, is this the characteristic? Is this the personality? Is this the product that you want to put out to the fans who have stood by your team all these years. And if that's the product, if that's the best you can do, I can't help you. But what I would do is I would look top to bottom. One, is Billy Donovan this coach that I'm trusting to usher in this new regime, this new rebuild? Does he even have the desire to? Does he have that same drive to want to go through another rebuild? Because at this point, he's probably sick and tired of seeing new players every single other season. I said it a bunch of times. I'm looking at medical staff. Why are our players getting injured so much? I understand that injuries are part of the game, but we're talking players playing with secret injuries. We're talking players being out for 40, 50 games. Zach Collins hasn't touched the court more than 10 times this year. Like, what is going on with our training staff that we constantly have players getting injured? I mean, I understand some players are just injury prone, but at the same time, I don't know. 1 and 1 ain't making 2. I'm getting players that are good for the future, not necessarily the best player in that free agency pool, because I noticed that the Bulls are big on, this is the best player in the pool in the free agency this year. Let's get him. He doesn't necessarily fit, but it's better than walking out of an offseason with our hands in our pockets. At the very least, we got a player that can put butts in seats. I'm staying away from that, and I'm saying, all right, if the guy in our draft class in the free agency pool ain't there, I'll get somebody who will be there next season. I don't have to spend my money right away.
Sal, did you see our boy Monk from the Discord? He came in. He said, how does Sal have some of the sneakiest drip? That's a good question. I told you.
You caught me when I was on my way back from Schaumburg, man. I live about 40 minutes from Schaumburg, man, and I was out with the family taking Easter pictures with the newborn, so I didn't have time to get any podcasting. You got me.
No, he's saying that you look good. He's saying that you got.
I know.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah. No, man. You were taking Easter photos, though. That was the secret right there. He was looking fly for the camera. But all right, my man Sal, I love it, man. I'll just let you go here and actually give you a formal exit instead of just you bouncing out, man. Sal. Really appreciate you joining us, giving your thoughts, and looking forward to the next time you could join us, man.
Oh, absolutely, man. Always looking to talk Bulls with you guys, and I was really happy to join in. I wish I could have stayed till the end, but with this Easter weekend coming up, my hands are tied. But Zach, good to meet you. Good to finally be on a pod with you. Hopefully, get to work with you in the future. So, with all that said, thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your show. Chat. We'll talk to you later.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, Sal. Appreciate you, brother.
Watch Trivia Tuesday with Sal. It's awesome.
This one will be good.
Yes.
This week will be good.
On the pads drop was good.
I got more for you. Don't worry. I got more.
No doubt.
Love it.
No doubt.
See you, gentlemen.
All right, Sal.
Take care, man.
See you, Sal.
Awesome. The dude's the man. All right.
Yes.
So, guilty. We'll revert back to the original question, man. So, do you have any thoughts on Leonard Miller, Trey Jones, Matas Buzelis, and Patrick P. Won't Williams?
You know that meme where there's I think some dudes in the army they're against a brick wall, and there's a clown amongst them. That's how I just felt hearing P. Will's name mentioned among those players, man. Because I love what I'm seeing from Trey Jones. Like we talked about it last night with Sal. It's getting to the point where you can reasonably ask, is Trey Jones one of the best starting backup point guards in the league? And I just love what I'm seeing from him, dude. He's just reliable, and you know what you're going to get from him. Leonard Miller is looking great. I mean, you've been calling for it yourself, Phil, since we got him. We were saying, put Leonard Miller in, no more P. Will, and, you got your wish. And he looks great, dude. So I just hope that he spends the offseason working on his outside touch, because that'll really make him a player. Because he does everything else well. He's a hustle player, I said last night,
Yes.
He reminds me of a 6'10" Javonte Green, just a high motor energizer bunny.
Love that.
He kind of really reminds me
There's 5 of them out
the
there.
same. Yeah, really though. The same trajectory as he's like a 6'10" Ayo Dosunmu. Think about Ayo in his early years, where he was just always making high IQ winning basketball plays. Whether he only scored 10 points or 12 points a night, but every play he made, it was a good basketball play, a la Luol Deng, glue guys. Leonard Miller is kind of cut from that mold. He's a glue guy. He does the right things. Every play is meant to help you win the game. He can have 8 points, but they're 8 points that get you closer to winning the game off of offensive rebounds, good defensive plays, etc. So I think if he goes into this offseason, man, and really, really focuses on becoming an outside shooter, dude, we could have a really good 3-and-D prospect with Leonard Miller. Like, I don't need him to be a superstar, just a good rotational player. And I think we have that with him. You know how I feel about Modest. And now I'm even more excited because Zach's over here dropping that bomb that Modest, well, we knew he was going to do it, but to hear him confirm he's about to go get big and get juiced, I'm juiced thinking about it, man. So, like,
juiced.
yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited because that dude, he's a demon on the court. So imagine, like we've been saying all year, the league is in trouble when Modest's body catches up with his brain because he wants to destroy you on the court. Man, he wants to kill you. And so now, like, as he gets bigger, kind of like Giannis always wanted to kill his opponents. Not saying they have the same skills for people out there. You know, Twitter these days, you say one thing and they're like, well, he's not.
I know.
I'm not saying he's Giannis, guys, okay? He's not Giannis Antetokounmpo. No, I'm saying same mindset. Yeah. Giannis wanted to kill his opponents from his rookie year. He's talked about how he got bullied. He was too small, okay? Modest wants to kill you. And so I think as he just keeps getting bigger and stronger, dude, we got a beast on our hands. So I'm excited, man. And I like that we've had these, these injuries and the trades happen because it kind of forces development on them. It forces to put them in uncomfortable situations and putting the ball in their hands more. So I love what I'm seeing, man. I've said it all year. I never cared about. We won more games at the start of the season than I even anticipated. So I've never cared about winning and losing when you're trying to build up a young team. So right now we don't have a choice but to lose, unfortunately. But again, it's just good to see them going out there and being put in different situations, like the classic Houston game where Josh, Giddey, and Modest won us that game. You love to see that at this point of the season. You know, those games where you don't think you're going to win and your two young dudes, the future of your franchise, go out there and get you a W. You love to see it. So I'm excited, man. I think that right now the team is ass, but that's because we don't have a team right now. Like after that trade deadline, we traded away everybody. So I think we're in the middle of getting our team together. So I'm excited to see what AK has in store for us. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I hope that we keep Leonard Miller, and I hope he works on his outside shot. We'll see what happens with Trey Jones. He's a great player, so you wonder if he's going to get traded or what. But if we keep him, it's a great dude to have on this team with Gideon and Modest and Buzelis, man. So I'm excited. Long story short,
I love it, dude. I love it.
Juiced.
Juiced. Neill, do you have any thoughts on these players? Also, make sure. Never mind. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay. Yeah. So the players are Miller, Mattis, Trey Jones, and Williams. Is that right?
Yes, Matas, Miller, Jones, and P won't.
Yeah. Okay. So the only reason why I asked again was because I didn't catch if Guilty said anything about Patrick Williams, but
no,
yeah,
no P Will.
Do you know what? I'm going to start off with P Will because I want to end on a high, and Patrick Williams Patrick Williams is not going to get me there. Patrick
Not going to get
Williams.
all tingly
Right.
then, Neil.
No.
No
man.
sexy rainbow trade anymore.
No. No. Right. Patrick Williams needs to sit down. I said this recently. He needs to sit down and he needs to slide all the way up the bench, right? He needs to be getting the garbage minutes, not these bulk 20-minute slots on the NBA floor. He needs to be going down to the Windy City and learning how to play basketball in an efficient way because he is not deserving of an NBA role right now. He's just not. He is making poor decisions defensively. He is making poor decisions offensively. He looks lost in every offensive scheme he is involved in. He loses the ball. He is out of position. He can't seem to do anything right. I mean, the game the other night, the amount of times he fumbled the ball, even without any pressure on him, it's laughable at this stage how bad Patrick Williams has actually turned out to be. For a player to actually go into the NBA, into his 6th year, and go from being such a high prospect in his first year and getting progressively worse season on season into his 6th season is all kinds of wrong. I mean, what kind of a player goes in and gets worse year on year? To me, all that says is you do not belong in the NBA. That's what that says. Even the worst player can improve throughout his tenure. And Patrick Williams just can't do that. Certainly not in Chicago. And I know, was it Zach that said that sometimes players, or maybe it was Sal, that said that sometimes players thrive in a different environment? Well, maybe that's what
exactly.
Patrick Williams needs. I mean, Lauri Markkanen, he didn't do well in Chicago. He didn't do particularly well in Cleveland. But look at the way he's thrived in Utah. Sometimes players just need a different environment. And the environment that Patrick Williams is in is just not it for him. And it's not it for Chicago. So that's my thoughts on P. Will. Now on to the good stuff. Trey Jones has been really, really enjoyable. Again, recently he seems to have found form again. We won't talk about his little mistake at the end of the game there a couple of games back, because apart from that, he's shown that he does have a particularly high basketball IQ. He is well able to attack the paint. He's shooting from three, even though you can see he's reluctant to do it. He's still not afraid to do it. He's really gelled well with the likes of Giddey and Madas, and I didn't actually see a role for Trey Jones and Josh Giddey on the floor together at the same time, but it works. The two of them together are making it work, and hats off to them for doing that. So I really hope that Trey Jones is a part of the future, albeit I don't think he's a starter. I do think that as we improve this team and we impact this team more with more players that are starting role type players, I think Trey Jones sits back onto the bench again, and I think that's okay, because he is a solid player off the bench, and that's what we need to go forward to grow this team. I mean, a team is not just made up of 5 starters and everybody else is just piecemeal. A team is made up of a solid 5 to 10 players, and then the rest of the players are there to make smaller impacts. But the first 10 players on any team need to be impactful players, and Trey Jones is one of those types of players. As for Matas Buzelis, the fact that you say, Zach, that this dude knows and is aware of the fact that his shortcomings are only physical shortcomings that can be improved. You know, you can't improve your height, let's say. You can't necessarily improve your quickness. But what you can improve is your size, your bulk. And he knows that's where it's lacking, and he's prepared to put in the work to get there. That excites me. And I tell you why it excites me. You gave the Giannis comparison guilty, and you were afraid that people might jump on you for that. Well, I'm about to get
jump
even
through a wall
worse.
with you talking like this, Neill.
Right, but I'm gonna get even worse, because Michael Jordan,
up, man.
when Michael Jordan came into this league, he was a skinny little kid from Wilmington, and Michael Jordan was getting knocked around the floor because it was the only way players could stop him. So what did he do? He got into the gym, he jacked himself up, and he was unfucking stoppable. Now, I'm not saying Matas Buzelis is Michael Jordan. I'm not saying Michael Jordan and Matas Buzelis are anywhere near the same level. But what I am saying is the mentality is very, very similar. And Matas Buzelis will get into the gym, jack himself up, and he will be far harder to stop on the floor. The way he attacks the rim and the way he can blast through and around players. They ain't going to be able to knock him off his trajectory if he bulks up. He's just going to go straight through them, and I can't wait to see that.
Oh my God, Neill.
As for Leonard Miller, Leonard Miller has been the bright spark surprise for me this season. For him to have come in and been an impact player when he was pretty much a nobody stepping into Chicago. Nobody really expected anything from him. Nobody really knew anything about him. All they knew was that his brother didn't do very well. And he comes in here and he has impacted on the floor each and every time he gets minutes. That excites me. I can't wait to see him back next year with some of these other players. And the most important thing is the rest of the team is not going to look the same next season. So we don't know what we're going to get, but we have these solid 4 or 5 players that we can build around and move forward next season to have something to get excited about, guys. It is not as bad as everybody is making it out to be. This season has been. Yes, this season has been painful.
It's been ass.
But this season is a springboard forward into what we see next season.
I love it.
I don't know why it cracks me up whenever, because like Phil, we were talking about this. I think we were talking about it like yesterday, or it was like April Fool's, because Phil had posted a status. Somebody shared his tweet in the Discord, and it was when on April Fool's, and Phil put up like Rob Dillingham, Mr. Future of the Bulls, and like somebody shared, and he was like, "What the hell is this?" And we were like, "Oh man, that's Phil. Like it's April Fool's." And he goes, "Well, I can't tell you, Phil, he's an optimist." I'm like, "No, if you knew Phil, man, like yeah, he's an optimist, but if it's one player he ain't rocking with, it's Rob Dillingham over Giddy. But Phil is known for being the Bulls optimist. We were talking about it last night on Roundtable. Like I said, that's why I got love for you, man, because I said amidst all the darkness, you are the Bulls optimist that goes out there and tries to fight all the Bulls fans while we're in hell. It's gonna get a lot of pushback, but I commend you for trying to keep everybody's spirits high. But so whenever I hear you say that we're ass, it just cracks me up. You got to be ass. When I hear you say, no, we ass. If Phil's saying we ass, because Phil's going to die on the ship that we're not going to lose and he wants us to win every game. If Phil telling you Bulls that you're ass, yeah, it's about time to make some changes, man. It's time.
That's pretty true.
It's time. Yes.
That's pretty true. But I do see a way forward. But this season has been ugly, man.
That's okay. It has to be ugly before it gets pretty.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
We're ugly right now. We don't have our makeup on right now.
Troy, what do you got any thoughts on these guys?
Hang on, Troy, before you say anything, I think we've got a visitor.
Like and subscribe.
Nick Brick.
Nick Brick.
Zach is looking at us now as if to say, what was that?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, I'm still learning the ropes with you guys, so I'm up for anything.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Neill, go for it.
Okay, so Nick Brick is a character that myself and Phil have introduced on our Six Banner podcast. And he's basically the self-acclaimed #1 Bulls fan who has some pretty interesting takes. So it's basically just a bit of humor and a little bit of a character short that we're going to be introducing a couple of times a week. So yeah,
cool.
Just headed right out there.
Yeah. Troy, what do you got, man?
Well, first up,
yeah.
who said we're close to competing?
Nobody
Nobody
said
said
that.
we were close to competing.
No.
I said there's a way forward. We said there's promise. There's hope. There's hope on the roster. We have promising players. If we make good decisions in the offseason, we can maybe be. Well, it's not going to be that hard to be better than we were this year.
Right.
We see a path forward, but if you say competing, if you mean competing for a championship, no, we're not close.
That's NBA Twitter for you right there. You say one thing, you say, hey, you know what, man? I think we might start building something next year. You're an idiot. We're not going to win a championship. Nope. Didn't say we're going to win a championship. Said I'm excited that we might start building something. And when I say might start building something, we might be good in 3, 4, 2 years. But there's no nuance. And I mean, look, all I got to say is shout out to your post at the beginning, the way you got attacked for that. So that just goes to show you the state of the world. You say one thing and they'll find a way to, you give it an inch, take a mile. You said, oh, I'm excited. We might start building a good team next year. You guys are delusional. We're not close to competing. Never said we were. You gotta listen.
When it comes to
before you speak.
When it comes to I'm sorry, Phil. When it comes to social media, there are no misdemeanors. There are only felonies.
Yeah, that's true.
This is why you work for ClutchPoints, man. Your wordplay is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it, dude.
Yes.
We have 2 foundational players in Giddey and Matas. We've got a few, players on the team that could be rotational players for us on a good team. Leonard Miller is a little bit of how good can he be? Is he just a rotational guy? Can he be a starter? Maybe. He's playing very well at 22 years old. And if the Bulls get into the top 4 this season and they get a Caleb Wilson, and let's say that they get Walker Kessler, well, guess what? That Bulls team is much different now, and we're having a much different conversation. Yes. So that's why people make it seem like it's so hard. It takes so long to get from if we had, if our best player on this team was Felicio, then we'd be having a different conversation. But
that's a forbidden name. He's like Voldemort.
Yeah, it's not as bad as people think. That's the point we're trying to make. But Troy,
that's it.
Troy, what do you got, brother?
All right. I guess I'll start with Patrick Williams.
Oh Lord.
Because like Neill, want to end on a positive note.
I like that.
Dude is ass. He's not NBA level. Someone I saw there was a post on Twitter that someone said he's not an NBA player. Then someone quote tweeted that saying he's not a G League player. And I quote tweeted that saying he's not even an NBL player. This guy is pure ass.
You don't think he'd do okay in NBL, Troy?
He's not even. I would even put him in the NBL 1.
God
Oh
damn.
my god.
He would get destroyed here.
He about to be a Wang Dong demon. It sounds like.
You're pretty physical
He might
over
do-
there. I don't know if you could handle it.
He might do all right in the
Poor
Irish
flower
League.
boy.
In the Irish league?
Oh, is there no
He might do all right
Irish
in the
league?
Irish League.
I've seen kids play an under 14 level play tougher than what Patrick Williams does.
Poor P. Poor P.
Guys,
Praying for him.
I'm like Luke Kurtz. If you are watching, I haven't seen him in the comments, so I don't know if he's watching. But Luke, brother, we love you. Come join us on the land of sanity.
No, he already has.
He has. He's left
Yeah,
People
he
Island.
said in the Discord, I think
People.
like 2 or 3 days ago, he said somebody was like, Kurt, hit your boy. And he said, man, look, I finally give up. I can't defend Pat anymore. But no, who does? No, don't. Arms down. Kurtz came over, but now we have Rob Antall in here. If you guys haven't seen the whole stream, Rob's been saying, like, leave people alone. You know, he's not that bad. So now you guys have someone else you have to bring over because Rob is still on P-Will Island.
Really?
Oh, he
But
killed
he said
Phil.
this.
Damn it.
Rob Antol said this though.
Come
Need a
on,
bit of
man.
off season for P-Will.
Yeah, see all the other comments before that one. It was, oh, he's not that bad, or oh, he's shooting 40%, or I get it, Rob, man. You know, P. Will is not the worst player, but the problem with P. Will is that he could do so much more than he does. He just doesn't want to. He's so that it like breaks my heart, man. Like he's a good kid. And I feel like the talent is there. It's like everybody else sees the talent in P. Will except for P. Will. Like I don't know if he needs like a coach that's kind of like light a fire under his ass, or I saw like the WNBA coach last week. She like went viral for like getting in her player's face and said, "I believe in you." Like I feel like maybe Pat needs a player like that. That's a good coach. Like it looked fiery, but she was being fiery to like inspire her, and I think they ended up winning the game. Maybe P. Will needs a coach like that to get under him and like light a fire under him and say, "Dude, we believe in you." Like force him, put the ball in his hand and say, "No, get out there and make a play."
It's a really good point, Guilty. It's really interesting because do you think like a coach, someone more along the lines of a Thibodeau that would like ball him out as opposed to kind of trying to nurse him along?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yes.
Without a doubt. And then I was just going to say, Guilty, to your point, you know, we had mentioned Modest Bucelis and, you know, him bulking up over the summer and, you know, matching his mind with his body. I feel like it's the opposite with Patrick Williams because he has the body, he just doesn't have the mind. Now, just imagine, you know, Modest Bucelis who has the mind but has the body of a Patrick Williams. Just imagine of what that would look like.
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh my god.
Scary.
Yeah, he'd be a stud.
He's taking bodies.
But
yeah,
Troy,
that's facts.
Troy, before we went off on a tangent, keep on with your thoughts, my man.
So yeah, Patrick Williams, pure ass.
Oh yeah, that's what you
ass.
That was where you were.
Full ass. Shout out to Big Dave.
All right.
Full ass. Oh man, ass.
Lennon Miller,
That's
like
awesome.
this guy has been a genuine surprise. Like we all probably thought that Lennon Miller was just a throw in this deal. I'm sure AK thought he was just a throw in. When I saw that he entered the Bulls game and they're giving him number 11, I'm like, really? You're gonna just disregard IO like that already by giving away his number to some random guy that you pulled off the street? He has been a genuine surprise, and I'm this is quite a very good. Lennon Miller, and I'm sorry, I don't want to bring this back to fucking Patrick Williams, but Lennon Miller is doing the things that Patrick Williams should be doing and can do.
Yeah, he is.
Like Lennon Miller is not a most skillful player. Like his jump shot, as far as I'm concerned, being a shooter myself, his jump shot is ugly, but he's not afraid. He doesn't hesitate. He cuts, like he makes the off-ball cuts on the 45 or the baseline, and Josh Giddey's just finding him left, right, and center. Or Trey Jones is finding him left, right, and center. He's making smart plays. He's making energy plays. That's all we've asked of. Like that's all I've asked of Patrick Williams to do. So Lennon Miller, like, and as Phil, as you said, Lockie Ulbrich, take all of Patrick Williams' minutes and give it to Lockie Ulbrich, because Lockie Ulbrich some people might say he's only out there getting cardio. Well, guess what? He's still doing more than Patrick fucking Williams.
He gets rebounds. Like he has some putbacks. Like he mucks up the game a little bit. He's got a lot of work to do, but his effort is that he's putting max effort out there. So like
his max effort,
I'll be the
but he
first to
needs
say-
refinement.
yeah.
Look, Lockie is not the most skillful player. He's not the most graceful player. He's a lumbering big. I've seen this guy since he was playing for the West Adelaide Bearcats here in Adelaide, like, and won the grand final MVP with them. What, three or so years ago. So I've seen him up close and personal before he even got into the NBL, let alone the NBA.
Pause.
I know what this guy is. He's a G League level player at best. I will say that. That's what he is. But you know what? He's a damn lot better than Patrick Williams.
Right. Yeah.
And that's sad.
yeah.
That's sad that Lockie Ulbrich is like a guy from Ranella, South Australia, who's not athletic at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Ranella is a suburb down in the southern suburbs of Adelaide, for those who don't know. Yeah, all right, I'm going to stop on Patrick Williams. But Leonard Miller, a great surprise. Trey Jones, I love this dude, apart from the fact that he's from Duke. But I'll leave it alone because I'm North Carolina.
Yeah, we know.
Philly might be soon too.
I'll forgive him. But no, Trey Jones, great backup point guard. Like he is the perfect backup point guard to Josh Giddey or any team. Like not just Chicago, but any team. He's great. I love Trey Jones. Like does he have? He can't. He's not a good shooter. Like you know that, and that's probably his one sticking point with him. Like for a guy his size who can't shoot, you know, is what it is on that one. But hey, his defensive intensity, his passing ability, and all that, getting to the basket at 6'1". I mean, he's great. I love Trey Jones. Martas Buzelis, man,
The demon.
when that boy puts on that bulk, look the fuck out. And if we can land a top 4 pick to put alongside him, whether it be Darren Peterson, whether it be Caleb Wilson, who I want on this team, because he's a psycho. Whether it's Cameron Boozer from Duke, whether it's or AJ DeBanza. See, I got to take my shots at Duke. All right. Well, over in Australia, and I'm sure Ireland's the same. We call it Duke, but I'll call it properly and say what you Americans call it. Call it Duke. If we can get one of those 4 guys to put alongside Martas Buzelis and Josh Giddey, we definitely have the building blocks of something significant going forward. And that will put Josh Giddey back to his rightful position of being the 3rd or 4th option offensively in terms of the scoring output. We've got things going in motion if we can get a top 4 pick, and that gets me excited. But Martas Buzelis, man, like if that boy bulks up, he wants to murder everyone. Like
Yes, he
wants to put. He's got that killer mentality, and I love that about this kid. Like he if he doesn't reach his full potential, it's not going to be through lack of trying, or lack of putting the work in the off seasons. It just means he's maxed out as far as he can go, but he's going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing to get better and better and better. And I love this kid. And I said at the start of the year that what I wanted from Martas this year was just to add elements to his game. Like, you know, unfortunately, Billy took away the fucking mid-range jump shot, but we've seen more of it come through since the trade deadline. Little bits and pieces. But just add elements to his game. And then year 3, bang, he's the alpha guy, and he's going to take that leap. So let's see the work he puts into the off-season and bring on year 3 of Martas Buzelis, because I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be beautiful.
Love it, man. Yeah, I mean, I overall, like Patrick Williams, I'm not going to waste any more breath on him other than to say I just don't want to see him on the court anymore. And it's just lately, like the last 10 games, he's had so many games where he laid an egg, where he went 0 for whatever and had like 3 rebounds, and sometimes has more turnovers. Like turnovers are what he led like stats in. Like he had more turnovers than assists or rebounds or points. It's just disgusting at this point. So like, I mean, honestly, he's been awful since he shaved his hair. Like I don't know whatever talent he did have. He lost
Since he
it when
shaved his hair?
he got that cut. What's that?
Since he shaved his hair, he's been awful.
I mean, he's been awful besides that, but worse. He's been even worse.
Cornrow shaved head doesn't matter what it is. The dude is ass.
He's become just plain like worthless. But I'm just
I
over
agree.
it,
He's
man.
gotten worse since the trade deadline. He's gotten way worse.
Yeah. So I didn't know if that was possible. So,
Who knew?
Trey Jones has turned in like some of the most efficient work that we've seen from a Bull in a long time. He's being he's been excellent in the paint. I think it was like in the month of March alone, he had like 80 field goals made in the paint or something crazy. Very impressive work. I love what he brings. And honestly, like his presence is why I'm kind of just, I don't really care for what Dillingham looks, to me, Dillingham is a shooting guard born in a point guard's body who is playing behind Trey Jones, and he'll never be better than him. And maybe I might be jumping the gun on that. Dillingham proved me wrong. Show up next year, be better than Trey Jones. But right now, he's got a long way to go. He's 2 inches taller than Trey Jones, but you wouldn't know that because Trey Jones plays much better defense. So, like, it's, and Trey Jones is a pass-first point guard. So, Dillingham is still learning to do that, which is when Dillingham looks to pass, I find him to be more, much more palatable. But Leonard Miller is who I really wanted to talk about, and I just love this kid. And I feel like he's one of those like diamonds in the rough, and he's in the right situation here. Like you said, he cuts to the basket. His offensive rebounding capability is so good, and he's just got a high IQ of where to be when he's rebounding the basketball, especially on the offensive end. A lot of games, he'll have 7 to 9 rebounds, and half of them were offensive. I'm not sure what it is on the offensive boards, but he's really good at them. So, and then his length just allows him to play good defense, and everything about him I enjoy. And like you guys said, he's what I hoped Patrick Williams would be.
You know what it is with the rebounding side of it, Phil, and it's one thing I preach all the time. It's just energy and effort.
Right.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all it takes.
Energy and effort, baby. When it comes to, so we have been here a while, so I had the one last topic, and I don't think we need to spend too much time on it because it's the one thing that we all want to see the Bulls do in the offseason to make us a contender. Then we'll quick rapid fire through a couple of the questions we have in the court, and then we'll skate on up out of here. So I'll go real quick. The thing I want to see the Bulls do this offseason, acquire Walker Kessler at all costs. To me, Walker Kessler would change the dynamic of this Bulls team instantly. We instantly become a much more dangerous defensive team. 2.5 blocks per game. Dude's averaging like 12 points per game, 14 points per game, 12 rebounds per game, 2.5 blocks per game. He's perfect, and he's still growing. You put him in there, man, I'm telling you, like, you get another serious scorer to go alongside Matas, and you're cooking. You're cooking.
I think Josh Giddey would change his life too, Phil.
Yes, dude.
They would change each other's lives.
Yes. Yeah.
There's no point guard in Utah that plays anything like Josh Giddey or even close to his. Like, Keontae George is a scorer. He's not a Josh Giddey playmaker. So,
God. All right, I'm getting too excited on this damn pod today, man.
If we could get Walker Kessler, I don't think people fully, like, a lot of the gloom and doomers.
I will lose my damn mind, Phil.
Like, people don't properly understand how much better Walker Kessler would make the Bulls by himself.
Oh, instantly, dude.
So much better.
And then you got Zach down here saying Modest is about to get swole. Like, you guys are trying to give me a fucking heart attack. Neil's over here bringing up what Michael Jordan came in as a skinny little young frail man, and then he said, well, he used to get his ass up, and then he came back on the Pistons and hit the weights and became a beast. Now you out here talking about Walker Kessler. Troy's in here fucking spitting. My head's gonna explode, I think, today.
You're about ready to run through a brick wall, guilty.
Yeah, dude, I'm ready to go, brother.
I love it. I mean, dude, Walker Kessler, you put him, and then look, what if you luck into Caleb Wilson? Then, dude,
All right.
your front court being Matas, Caleb Wilson, and Walker Kessler. It is a block party in Chicago. We've lost Guilty because he's busy.
Yeah, I'm about to
taking
lose my
care of
mind.
some things.
I'll be back.
But like, dude, I'm just saying, man. Walker. Also, the reason I think he could be got is because Utah is paying Laurie. Now they're paying Jaren Jackson Jr. Do they really want to pay 3 front court guys when they've got Keontae George, who's going to be coming up on a deal, who's been playing very well at guard for them? And are they really going to load all their resources into the front court? I feel like if you give him the right contract, he might be able to be had. Now, if you give him a great deal and Utah matches, at least you tried, Chicago. But you got to try. I think he'd be a better fit for what the Bulls need than even Jalen Duren, who's a better player, but is not the defender that Walker Kessler is. So I just want to see him. I think he'd change the dynamic for sure. But
still take Jaden Duren though.
Oh yes, but I think he's not going anywhere. Like that.
Yeah, I agree.
That feels much
There was
less
a
likely.
report today that he's going to sign like a $210 million extension with Detroit.
Yeah, and Detroit would be crazy not to bring him back.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that sounds.
Yeah, Walker feels more like Walker was in negotiations with Utah last year, and then they broke him off. That to me signals like red flag. They could have re-signed him, and then then they acquired Jaren Jackson Jr., who could ideally be a player that kind of takes over instead of Walker Kessler. So I don't know. Now, if I'm Utah, I probably want both of those guys, but who knows what Danny Ainge is thinking? And I got to make sure I'm going after Walker Kessler with everything I got. But Zach, what is your one thing?
I mean, I've already said it. I mean, just seeing what comes out of the offseason for Modest Bucelis, because I think he'll be the domino effect. I think, how he gets himself into real tip-top shape and be a real motivator for the Bulls, because he's already shown himself to be certainly a high caliber player, a leader who carries the team on his shoulders at critical moments, who's growing in his maturity. So I think he's the real ripple effect for everything else that comes down the pike. And then just from a long-term standpoint, with all of this put together, I would also say, be sure to retain, they got to retain Leonard Miller and Rob Dillingham. They're affordable and they've shown themselves to be worthy players. Trey Jones, can definitely emerge, as the leader of the bench. I mean, he kind of already has done it already. But I think, he's blossoming in his own right. And then just from a long-term standpoint, I think, when we talk about rebuilding, I mean, yeah, the Bulls have been on this hamster wheel of rebuilding for years and years now, but I think now is the time to really rebuild and to do it the right way. And then the threshold, I think, for next year and then, the year after that and onward, again, depending upon, what they do as far as the draft is concerned and rebuilding the team that they got and so forth, I think the threshold for them would be to go for at least 40 wins, to go back to at least to winning 40 wins in a season, go from there, contend for the play-in tournament. Then from there, build off of that and contend for the playoffs. And then that's when you go and get a high caliber, top free agent. Because right now it's sort of like, putting the cart before the horse. You got to get Zion Williamson, you got to get Giannis, you got to get Ja Morant, you got to get all these, top players that soon to be free agents and snatch them up. And then they're going to come in and they're going to turn things around right then and there. But right now the Bulls don't have the product for guys like that to come in and attach themselves to that team or want to play for that team because they're not producing a great product right now. So I would just say long-term, gradually rebuild, do it the right way, bring back the guys you want to bring back, see what happens with Modest, see what happens with Josh, see what happens with all these guys. And then from there, everything else should take care of itself.
Got you. Guilty. What's the word, my man?
I bet I'm watching my girl make apple pie. So Run the question by me one more time.
Or a apple pie.
If there's one thing that you would like the Bulls to accomplish this offseason in order for them to be a better team next season, what's the one thing that you want them to do?
Man, that's tough. If there's one thing,
It could be a player, it could be a position, whatever. Pretty open ended.
oh man, fuck. It's just a toss up between just bring, like you said, a guy like Walker Kessler here, because dude, just that alone, it changes the entire trajectory and the play style of this team. And, like you saw the effect of even bringing a guy like Nick Richards over. And like now that more time has gone on, we see like, okay, he's a stopgap center. But like the chemistry that he even had with Giddey from day one, imagine if that was Walker Kessler. But it's a toss up between that, or do we just get a new coach, a coaching change? So, oh man, it's tough. I think the number one thing is
going to be going to North Carolina is getting stronger.
yeah, it's tough for me, man, because there's so many different things that they need to do. But I think it all starts with just getting the roster right first. So I would have to go. They got to nail free agency.
Okay, fair enough. Neill, what's your one thing?
Yeah, there's lots of things. I agree with what the guys have already said as well. I could easily go down that road, but just to take a different avenue, just for the sake of an interesting conversation on the podcast, I'll go with they got to get their pick right.
Yeah,
They've got to get their draft pick right. Now, whether they end up landing in the top 4 or whether they stay at 9 or 10 or even slide back,
Neill,
all of that's irrelevant if they don't make the right selection wherever they are. They have to make the right draft pick. And a lot of that comes down to scouting, and a lot of that comes down to a bit of luck.
Hey, Neill, hold up real quick. We gotta excuse Zach. Zach.
Okay.
Yeah,
Zach,
I gotta get going, guys. But just really enjoyed the conversation. Always enjoy your guys' company, and looking forward to being on with you guys the next time around.
Yeah, sorry this ran so long. Sorry this ran for so long, Zach. It's abnormal, but
no, it's all good. It's all good.
All right, man. Thank you.
it was an honor, Zach.
Have a good one,
brother.
Have a good one, y'all.
See you again, Zach. Appreciate you as always.
Sorry about that, Neill. Didn't mean to. Go for it. Go resume.
Yeah, no. So I think I was just basically saying it doesn't matter where we land in the pick. Obviously, I want to see him get a higher pick. I want to see him get a top 4 pick. You know, that's by the by. But that's down to the hands of the luck monster. You know, so wherever we end up landing, whether it's 1 through 4, whether it's 9 or 10, or sliding back as far as 14, 15, wherever we are, when it comes to draft lottery day, they have to make the right selection. They have to. And that's what it comes down to.
Bang. Troy, what's your one thing? And then we'll get through these questions real quick.
I'm going to go a whole different angle. New front office. Acme's got to go.
Yeah, get him the fuck out.
Like, because
I love it.
Like, we all talk about getting the draft pick right, getting free agency right, getting the roster construction right. Can we trust Acme to do it? I don't.
Good question.
I mean, like, he's made. I'm not saying that, like, not every decision he's done is bad. Like, Josh Giddey, Marcus Bazelis, like, 2 really good, like, acquisitions, draft selection. Like Trey Jones, a great pickup there. But like, as a generalization overall,
It's been more bad than good.
Actually, it's been bad. Like, Kobe White, we got, okay, Colin Sexton, but I don't know if he's going to hang around. And we got we had 3 second-round picks, and we actually had 4, but we had to give one back because of the medical report. And Kobe came back. We were still suffering a calf strain, which we didn't make them aware of. I'd assume, yes, we got Rob Dillingham and Leonard Miller, but in 2 second-round picks. But like, could you not have gotten better value for Kobe and Io, like, overall? So, and like, there was a post on, like, Nick Friedel was on, what was it, 670 The Score, and talking his usual shit about the Chicago Bulls, and I'm like, and I was basically and I'm just basically paraphrasing myself, like, yeah, what Nick Friedel is saying is correct, but Nick Friedel, shut the fuck up. We like
pretty much.
Even when this franchise was, added, at the peak era of the Derrick Rose when we were looking like a championship contender, he was still shitting all over the franchise. So when he's doing it then, I don't give a fuck what he says now. So Nick Friedel, fuck off back to like San Francisco or New York, wherever the hell you're based on. Go back to that beat report and worry about that team. Like, we don't give a shit about you here in Chicago.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, ultimately, yeah, Arturas kind of showed us, and Mark obviously does Michael Reinsdorf have the balls to make a decision to clean house in the front office, and hey, let Billy Donovan walk to North Carolina.
Other question on that.
Yeah.
Do you think there is a chance that both go? Like if Michael Reinsdorf, whilst being patted on the back by Jerry, decided that they need to make a front office change, do you think that they come in and sweep both of them away, or do they just get rid of Mark Eversley and look for a change there, or do they just get rid of AK and look for a change there? Do you think they'll come in and say no, both done, go, act me as a package?
Well, what I think what Michael and Jerry would do is, okay, it's AK, you're gone, and then they will let the new president of basketball operations or vice president, whatever his technical role is, they'll let that new EVP come in and make the decision on Mark Eversley, which I wouldn't be surprised if, like, no, thank you for your services, but I'm going to go find my own guy. And Billy Donovan, thank you for your services, but I'm going to bring in my own coach. So I think it's just I think Ryan's office would be like, Arturas, pack your bags and get the fuck out of Dodge. And then the new guy will come in and make the decisions on, like, Mark Eversley and Billy Donovan.
Yeah, I think that's more realistic. I think that's more realistic. Yeah.
I hope so. I mean, I put fire everyone in my sub headline for a reason, but I know that. So we've got to end the show. I know that Neil's got to get going here, but I didn't want to completely ignore the questions. Let's rapid fire, and I mean it. Like, let's just give our answer and then move on to the next guy. So let's see here. What we got here? I think we had a couple for sure. Here's one. Do you see potential on Trey Jones as a starter next year? I think he could be a stopgap starter. That's my answer, but not long term. Neill?
Yeah, no, I just think that he's only going to step up as a starter when other players are injured.
Guilty?
No, he should not be a starter. If he's a starter next year, then we did a bad offseason.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, no, fully agree. He's a backup point guard. He's just only starts when people like Josh Giddey are injured.
Yep.
Completely fair. Love it. Start bench trade. Ulbrich, Richards, P. Will. Start. So for me, this is funny. I like this. We should do more of these. But start Nick Richards, bench Ulbrich, trade P. Will.
Yep.
I feel like that's going to be pretty universal. Neill?
Oh, he's got it in that order is how I'm doing it. Start Ulbrich, bench Richards, start and trade, fire, send his off to the Sun P. Will.
That's fair, Troy. You got to give love to your man.
Hey.
Yeah.
Go on, Guilty, go next.
I'm gonna go opposite. Trade Richards because he might give us the most back in a package.
Ooh.
And then obviously I'm gonna start Ulbrich and fucking P. Will. Hey, tell me how that bench feel, dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like where your
Guilty,
mind
I'm
went
with
with
you.
that.
I'm guilty. I'm with you. And I tell you, I don't think you're getting rid of P. Will. Nobody's going to take him off your hands. Nobody's going to touch him.
No.
So bench him, but bench him all the way down the bench, like I keep saying. Keep sliding all the way down the bench. Leave him there. That's
Realistically,
the
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Realistically, that's the answer. I guess I gave mine not thinking about compensation and also not thinking about whether or not anyone would want P. Will. But realistically, start Ulbrich, trade Richards, bench Patrick Williams. Put him in a G League. Is he too old for it?
Yeah, he should be in the G League, man. At least there he can develop.
Yeah,
I'd even flip him. I think you could possibly use Ulbrich as a more enticing piece to move
Mm-hmm.
if you packaged him with something else. And I'd start Richards because I think Richards is ready to give you something on the floor now. Even though it's minimal, it's still something.
It's
So I think I
something,
would
right.
start Richards, I'd trade Ulbrich, and I would bench all the way down the bench P. Will.
/ kill.
Yeah.
I don't care if he slides so far he falls off the fucking bench. Once he goes
Right.
all the way down the bench.
That's right. That's right.
But I believe that takes care of everything as far as questions are concerned. All right, my friends,
sir.
we've been here a long time with you guys. If you're here on X and you like the show, please consider coming over to Bulls Without Borders on YouTube. Like and subscribe. It is super. I mean, most importantly, subscribe. It's super important for our growth. We would really appreciate you. If you're here on YouTube, please do leave a like. If you don't do any of those things, then we still love you, but it's really sad, and I'm going to cry myself to sleep at night. You don't want me to cry. It looks ugly. All right, but yeah, Neil, you're trying, Neil.
I'm trying.
Yeah. But all right, my friends, this has been Red Summit 18. Great episode, great people. Appreciate everybody that watched. You guys are awesome. If you send people to the G League as their player, you'd move up to replace him. Yuki. Okay, I like that too. Yuki, Mac, Neil,
Yeah, Yuki.
Troy.
Lucky.
Love it.
Well,
we got
they're all on three-way deals anyway, so they can already come up. So maybe try and find someone who's on a G League contract, not a two-way contract.
Mogwai or whatever the hell, that guy.
Yeah, just send him out. I don't care what happens with people at this point. It's whatever.
Yeah, facts. But, all
God
right,
bless
my friends. 5 hosts, 3 continents, 1 love, the Chicago Bulls. This has been Red Summit 18. Until next time, see red, everybody. Peace.